For 3 minutes.
I ask unanimous consent to revise and extend my remarks.
Without objection.
Mr. Speaker, I've thought long and hard for the last few months about the crisis in the Persian Gulf, trying to understand why the President and some members of this body believe that war and violence is the only means by which this crisis can be resolved. I've heard people say that Saddam Hussein is a cruel and vicious dictator, and I agree with that. I've heard people say that the invasion of Kuwait was illegal, immoral, and brutal, and I agree with that. And I agree that Iraq must be forced to completely withdraw from Kuwait. What I don't agree with, however, is that war and the potential loss of thousands of young American lives and tens of thousands of innocent Iraqi women and children is the only means by which we can achieve our goals. Mr. Speaker, the President and others, now that the Cold War is finally over, have referred of late to the concept of a quote-unquote New World Order. Well, let me say this. There is absolutely nothing new about sending young men and women into battle, about bombing civilian targets, and about seeing tens of thousands of human beings killed and maimed as a result of war. There is nothing new about that. War, brutality, and mass murder as a means of resolving international conflict are as old as history itself. If the concept of a new world order is to mean anything, it must mean that we begin to resolve international conflicts in a new way, in a non-violent way. That is new. Mr. Speaker, we can make history in this body by showing the entire world that the United States government will not act in a violent manner, that we will resolve this conflict forcefully and stop Iraqi aggression, but that we will do it in a non-violent manner through continued and strong economic pressure sanctioned by the United Nations, sanctions which slowly but surely are destroying Iraq's economy and its ability to wage war. Mr. Speaker, when we accomplish that, then we can honestly speak of a new world order, but not before them. Mr. Speaker, if the President and this Congress really want to go to war, then let me lay out a battle plan that I will be more than happy to join. If we really want to go to war, then let us stand up and fight against the grotesquely unfair distribution of wealth which exists in this country, in which the richest 1% of the population now own over a third of the wealth, and in which the gap between the rich and the poor is growing wider. Let us stand up to the big money interests who, to a large degree, control the economic and political life of this nation and bring about a fair and just tax system in which the rich start paying their fair share of taxes. Now that's a fight, that's a battle I would like to engage in.
Mr. Speaker, time has expired.
I ask for 2 additional minutes.
Grant the gentleman 1 additional minute.
Mr.
The
Speaker,
gentleman is recognized for 1 additional minute.
this vote that we are about to take is not just a vote for war and peace, but it is a vote for the future direction of America for years to come. Is the future of our country to be one in which we are known throughout the world simply as being the strongest military power on earth, the policeman of the world, the muscle man of the world? Is that what our future is all about? Is that the heritage that we leave to our children? Or rather, Mr. Speaker, can we create a different future for this country? A future in which this nation leads the world in the quality of our health care system, the quality of our educational system, the quality of our housing and our general standard of living, the quality of our respect for the environment, and the quality of the culture which we produce. Mr. Speaker, let us say no to war and yes to peace, no to haste and yes to patience. Mr. Speaker, let us defeat the President's initiative. Thank you.
The gentleman's time has expired. The gentleman from Florida is recognized.
I yield 2 minutes to the